In this formula, it wants you to write a subtraction expression for the given number line. So to begin with, we have -2, and we continue to go backwards 6 more, so that's -6. You are writing a subtraction expression. Make sure it's a subtraction and not addition expression. Here we are going to sort these to match each situation with the addition expression. So it says you owe your friend $13, so that would be negative. Then you give her $4 paying off what you owe, so that's increasing the amount. We want -13 plus 4. You owe your friend 13 and then borrow 4 more from her, so you're going farther into debt. -13 plus -4. You have $13 and your friend reminds you that you owe her $4. So you have positive 13, but now you have to pay 4 back. You had 13, then your friend gives you 4 more, so that's increasing the total amount that you have, both being positive. Write a number sentence using addition for each situation. Then explain what the number sentence means in context. You owe your mom 13, then you give her $4 paying off what you owe. We are explaining what the sum means in the context. The sum is -9. This means you still owe your mom $9. Next, we have you owe your mom 13, and then you borrow 4 more from her. Oops. The sum this time is -17. This means that you now owe your mom $17. You have 13, then your mom reminds you that you owe her 4. The sum is 9. This means you have $9. Adjust the model so that it represents 5 minus 3. So we're going backwards 3. Evaluate the expression to find the difference. We landed at 2. Check. The model represents the number sentence 5 minus 3 equals 2. What integer must you add to get a sum of 2? We could add -3. 5 plus -3 gives us positive 2. So we're starting to see here that leave, change, change. Leave the first number, change the subtraction to addition, and then change the number to its opposite. What equivalent number sentence could we write using addition? 5 plus -3 equals 2. Adjust the model so that it represents 3 minus 7. Go forward 3 and backwards 7. We land at -4. Here the model shows 3 minus 7 is -4. We could add -7 to 3, and that would also give us a sum of -4. Adjust the model so it shows -5 minus 3. So we're going to continue to go back 3. And we've landed at -8. We have -5 minus 3 is -8. And -5 plus -3 would also be -8. We're just filling in that blank to finish the number sentence. Adjust the model for -3 minus 7. We ended up at -10. We could add -7 to -3 to get a sum of -10. So again, we're seeing that leave, change, change. Leave the -3, change to plus, and then change it to its opposite. The opposite of 7 is -7. Can you always write an addition expression as an equivalent subtraction expression? Yes. Can you always write a subtraction expression as an equivalent addition expression? Yes. Explain why or why not. We would change, well, actually for both, we change the symbol, either addition or subtraction, to its opposite, then change the second number to its opposite, meaning if it's positive, change it to a negative, and if it's a negative, change it to a positive. Explain the similarities and differences between subtracting a positive number and adding a negative number. Be as descriptive as you can. Well, some similarities would be that we get the same result. You can also think of adding a negative or subtracting a positive as moving to the left on the number line. A difference might be in how we interpret it. We think of negatives as going below 0, or maybe thinking of adding some debt or adding a negative temperature. But we think of subtraction as removing or getting rid of. Context 1. A fish is 3 feet below the surface of the water and swims down 7 more feet to look for food. The temperature is 3 degrees, then drops 7 degrees during the snowstorm. Which context goes with which number line and number sentence? Explain how you know. If you are 3 feet below, that would be -3. And then we swim down 7 more. So we're going down 7 more for a total of -10. Here in A, it swam up and then down. B would be up and then down. And C would be down 7 and then down 3. But it started with down 3 and then down 7. Context 2, it says it starts at +3. So this one would start at +3 and then drops. So then it goes down 7. It starts by increasing or going up to 3, then decreasing or dropping. Write a context for A and C. So we get to come up with our story here. For A, we could talk about you have $7, then you spent $3 on a Gatorade. Oopsie. C, you owe your friend $7. That would put us at -7. Then you spent, or you borrowed, $3 more to buy gum. So this one you already started in the negatives and you went down further. This one you started with some and then you reduced it by a little bit. Write a number sentence using subtraction that this model could represent. Using the same values, write an equivalent number sentence using addition. Now, we don't know the specific numbers, but we know that first value is positive and bigger, has a bigger absolute value. So this could be like 8 plus, oh, we need to start with the subtraction. 8 minus 2 equals 6. And then if we're going to write a same sentence for same values, but a addition sentence, we're going to say 8 plus -2 equals 6. Then write a scenario for each number sentence. So we're writing a story, such as you, or the temperature was 8 degrees. Excuse me, then dropped 2 degrees. And this one we could say the temperature started at 8 degrees, then went down 2 degrees. The model represents the expression 7 minus 2. Adjust the model, or 7 plus 2, adjust the model to represent the expression 7 plus -2. We're going to change the direction. 1, 2. How is the model different when adding a negative versus adding a positive? The direction of the number changes on the number line. The length is still the same. They're both still too long, but instead of going to the right, it goes to the left. What do you think the expression -5 minus -3 means? Well, if we think about this in terms of debt or owing people, you can think of it as you owe $5 and then you reduce your debt by $3 of debt. Or you can think of it as them forgiving that debt or taking away the debt. Predict the difference. If you take away $3 of debt from $5 of debt, you still have some debt, but you are going to have $2 in debt instead of 5 or 3. You owe your friend $5. If you help them with a chore, they will forgive or take away $3 of your debt. Explain why the expression -5 minus -3 represents this situation. The -3 represents $3 in debt. By subtracting the -3, your friend is removing or forgiving that from your debt. We just said predict the difference. That would be you still have $2 in debt. What does the difference mean in the context? You still have $2 left of debt that you need to pay your friend. This model represents the number sentence -5 minus 3 is -8. Adjust it so it says -5 minus -3. That means change it to the opposite. So we're going to go to the right instead. Whoops. Evaluate the expression to find the difference. We ended up at -2. Where do you see the idea of opposites when adding or subtracting a negative number? Well, we write a subtraction expression as an addition one by adding the opposite. The model represents the number sentence, -5 minus -3 equals -2. What equivalent number sentence could we write using addition? -5 plus, and we change that to the opposite, so +3 equals -2. Adjust the model to show -3 minus -7. That's plus a +7. And that will put us at 4. What equivalent number sentence could we write using addition? So leave, change, change. And it still comes out to the same value of 4. Is the result negative or positive or neither? So we're going to go back 1 and then we're going to go back 14. This is going to result in a negative. Is it greater or less than -1? It is less. It's farther to the left on the number line. What is the difference? -1 and then go back 14 puts us at -15 on the number line. Here I have -5 minus -3. Remember, that's change to a positive and addition. The result is still below 0, so it will be negative. And it is greater than -5 because it's to the right. And we've said that this one has a difference of -2. 4 minus -4. That's a plus a positive. So we're moving to the right farther than 0, and it is beyond 4 to the right, so it is greater. This has a difference of 8. -1 and go backwards 9. This is in the negatives, and it is below a 1, -1, so it is less than. And our final answer should have a sum or a difference of -10. 6 to the right and 1 to the left. Our sum or our difference is still positive. It's still above 0, but it is less than 6 because we had to move to the left. 6 minus 1 has a difference of 5. Make sure your warm-up is filled in and any notes that you need to take are written down as well.